I liked the atmosphere of working in a grocery store, wearing a tie every day. I never wore a tie before. Even though I was out pushing the buggies, my goal at that time was to get inside the store. So I would be outside getting the buggy, and I'd see the guys working inside, and they were nice and cool, but working. And I started saying, okay, how can I get in the store? So I said, I know how. I'll just do so good of a job at doing the buggies, they would want me inside the store, which happened. I was pushing the buggy, and then I go inside and ask the manager, you have something for me to do? Just fill the bread. And so I started filling the bread, and from filling the bread, and I get the bucket, I fill the bread. I had a song I used to sing. I got the buckets, the floors, the milk and eggs. I got the buckets, the floors, the milk and eggs. And that would let me know that I couldn't just do the buggies because then the milk and eggs would get short. Or I couldn't just do the bread and the buggies and the milk would get short. So I would do a little bit of everything, but keep it caught up so the manager would know. And they were so impressed by that. So now I got to move up into stock clerk. And so, hence my beginning of getting into the grocery business. Then at 27, June 1st, I went over to Circle Food Store and took the job. Came in there as the owner's manager. Mm-hmm. Over the years, he said, you've done well for me. He said, you've made this company go where I never thought it would go before. I love what you've done with my business. He says, so I want you to sit down and get you an attorney and get you an accountant. And I want us to figure out how to work out a way for you to have this store. And so that's kind of how I became the owner.
Describe your mindset before Hurricane Katrina.
I was in Tennessee. And while in Tennessee, a friend of mine called me. He said, man, did you see the news? Circle Food Store is underwater. And I called the police department. I said, can you get somebody to go check my store? The alarm's going on. And the police department said, mister, the interstate's gone. When the lady told me that, that's when I knew that the city was in trouble, the store was in trouble. I was thinking, will we ever come back?
Is there a story, one single story that's really your favorite story since reopening that you would share?
Well, my favorite story is kind of like a story that carried over before we opened, up until we opened, which is the lady when one day when I went out there to go to the store, which I did frequently, 3 or 4 times a week, I'd go to the store anyway, just to do little things, unlock the store, air it out, whatever. Right. And this one lady came up there who's a longtime shopper of the Circle Food Store, who'd been shopping at Circle Food Store even before I was there. This lady's got to be in her late 80s to 90 years old right now. And I saw her outside, and she came up to me, and this lady literally grabbed me around my knees almost, and she said, Mr. Boudreaux, when are you going to open our store back up? She said, I have to get my potassium. I have to go so far and catch a bus with my little basket and try to make it to a grocery store in order to get bananas. All we have is these little corner stores here. We don't have anywhere to buy our fresh fruits and vegetables. That story touched my heart. That same lady was at the groundbreaking, at the grand opening, and she still shops with me today, and I just saw her the other day. If you came to me and said, look, I got an opportunity for you to be a doctor. We're going to pay you $500,000 a year, a lawyer, $500,000, anything. And I would tell you that if you can give me an opportunity to work in the grocery business the rest of my life doing what I'm doing, that's all I would want to do.